There's a lot of cloud surrounding the placement of grade 6 to junior secondary in the year 2023. The reason being that currently we shall be having two sets of transitions. One, those who are joining Form 1 and those who are joining junior secondary at grade 7. The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education has indicated that further guidelines will follow. But looking at the scenario, you realize that we expect approximately 12,000 new classes to admit the junior secondary. Without going into the intricacies of the number and so on, the big question becomes, are we sure that that number will be accommodated in the only 6,000 classrooms which have been so far constructed? But secondly, the Cabinet Secretary is saying that some of these students will be admitted in some public primary schools and public private secondary schools. He has not indicated the shortfall which will necessitate that kind of move. Education being a right, and these children or learners being Kenyans, deserve to know early enough of what happens. It is not just an issue of space which we are looking for in this transition. It is also the issue of infrastructure in these schools, because the junior secondary is in preparation for senior secondary, where the learners are likely to be selecting on the pathways to pursue whether science, sports, performing arts, or technology, or general arts. Are we sure that the progressive nature of the curriculum implementation will meet the bill of criteria that CBC was set to underscore? So these are the challenges. We are now confused because the minister is saying that there will be arbitrary selection of learners depending on their primary school assessment schedule. That means that we are still likely to be treated to what we are running away from, the categorization of schools and how people jostle to get to school A or school B. So these are the challenges which are there. But as at now, what we expected the minister to have done to us is to admit that surely we may not have a seamless transition, and therefore, for example, we are likely to have a deficit of maybe 500,000 classrooms. Out of these 500,000 classrooms, we expect the private sector to take about 200,000 and maybe 300,000 to be taken by the junior, by primary schools. It is not very clear. The time limit, all the time available for us to circumvent this is too short. 4 months is now too short for us to think about where our learners are. So it is upon the minister to remove this anxiety, to create confidence in Kenyans that surely this is going to be a seamless transition period.